But if I'm constantly telling myself I'm awesome, I'm wonderful, I'm great, I'm fantastic, guess what my brain's believing? The good stuff. Here from the Rawsome Truth. Today I want to talk to you about comparison. Comparison, the thief of joy. How many of you do it? How many of you spend so much time comparing yourself to other people, saying, oh, if only I was like them, I could do it. Oh, it's always them. I used to say to people, are you sick of being a spectator? Why not actually get in the game? And it doesn't matter what it is you're trying to achieve in life. If you constantly compare yourself to somebody else, you're not going to achieve anything. And it's really easy to do. It's a really easy thing to do, to compare yourself to others, especially nowadays with social media. Everyone's living these blessed lives. Everything wonderful seems to be happening on social media. Not too many people are posting on social media the actual truth and realities that are going on in their life. I said to a friend a while back, she messaged me and she said, you know what, Jade, I'm coming off social media. I'm just letting you know, I'm sending you a text message because I don't want you to wonder where I've gone. I have to get off there. Everyone's got great lives and my life's crap. I said, how do you know everyone's got great lives? And she said, oh, I'm just sick of reading it on social media. I said, well, no one's going to put on social media that they're in debt, their marriage is falling apart, you know, they're about to lose their home, their teenage son's not talking to them or whatever else. Nobody puts all that on social media. This is what people put on social media. I had a wonderful day today. Me and my family, here we are. We had a great day. Look at me. I'm killing it. People show the most beautiful pictures of themselves. Nobody's putting themselves up there as we really are. Who gets up first thing in the morning? You're like, selfie. It doesn't happen. And that's what I said to her. I said, social media is a wonderful tool, but it can leave us doubting ourselves too. So be really careful. You know, when you're following people, use them for inspiration, but don't compare yourself. The other thing is, if people are putting themselves out there and they seem reasonably transparent and they're putting a lot of their life out there, and there are people that put their whole life out there. I do it because I've worked in the health, weight loss and nutrition industry for so long, and I got sick of the lies and crap, and I just want people to know the truth about everything. Things are not always picture perfect. Everyone struggles. That's life. Anyhow, so the one thing you've got to realise when you're starting out on any particular journey to reach your specific goal, and you are using somebody for inspiration, make sure you're using them for inspiration, as I said. Do not compare their chapter 20 to where you are now, chapter 1. You never know how long it's taken somebody to reach chapter 20. They could have repeated chapter 1 100 times, chapter 5, 200, who knows? So that's the first thing to do. And the second thing is, look, while you're putting all your energy into watering their grass and saying, oh, but they're wonderful, they're this, they're that, you've taken the focus off yourself, and guess what? You're not watering your own grass. So take that energy, use them for inspiration. Say, you know what? They inspire me. They get me up. They get me motivated. Perfect. But put the fertilizer on your own soil, so to speak. And that is how you're going to have green grass and you're going to grow. Really. Sounds pretty simple. But it's so true. When we put our energy into comparing ourselves to somebody else, our grass is going to become very brown. And we don't want that. We want to grow, we want to flourish, we want to have beautiful, lush green grass, and the kind you want to put your toes in and say, oh, I love that grass. That's what you want to do for yourself. Next thing you need to do is be at peace where you are. How many times do you turn around and say, oh my goodness, I should be here. But you know what? I quit so many times. if I just kept going, oh, seriously, I'd be where she is. Oh, but this happened and that happened and forget it. Concentrate on where you are right now in this moment, because that's the only thing that actually matters. Now, the third thing, which intertwines with this, is don't worry about your past. You know how often we turn around, like I said, use your past for what it's for, a learning tool. I love my past. And I haven't had a wonderful past, but I love so much about my past is it's made me who I am today. So instead of dwelling on the past and saying, if this didn't happen, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here, instead say, you know what? The amazing thing is my past has brought me to where I am today. And I've now got the strength from it. I've learned so much. I've got so much more to give. I'm going to build myself up to be the great green grass that I know I can be. Another thing that you need to do, and really, really, really take note of this, is know that you're not perfect. And accept that you'll never, ever, ever be perfect. Quite often when we are comparing ourselves to somebody, we're looking at it through these sort of rose-petalled glasses, and we're seeing it, and we're not really seeing the real picture. When you're looking through like this and you can't really see everything. Because if we saw everything, you'd say, wow, I thought their life was perfect, and I thought everything was perfect. But when you got to know them, you'd really start to see the cracks. And that happens. And you will then say, they're not perfect, because no one is. So, and that's the thing, when we compare ourselves to others, we start to put these levels of perfection right up here that nobody can achieve. So it's really important to remind yourself, I'm not perfect, but I'm perfectly perfect with all my imperfections. And I think that's essential. One of the greatest things I did to stop me comparing myself to others, and I learned this when I was learning to be a counsellor. A lot of the skills that we learned to give to our clients, we had to do ourselves in order to know what it's like. And I really enjoyed this one. When we first got this one, I thought, oh, good God, I've got to get up every day and do this. And I actually rolled my eyes when I read the papers. I'm like, oh, please. Because I've never been a person that's into this whole grateful stuff. I sort of found it a bit new agey when I heard about it. Anyhow, enough of that. I decided to do it. Well, I had no choice, but I enjoyed it. So every day I'd wake up, and I still do it to this day, so I don't have to do it now. I just do it because it changed my life. And I started waking up every day, and I'd find 10 things, and I'd write it in my journal. I'm going to link my gratitude journal in the description so you can watch how I do it. And I'd write 10 things that I'm grateful for. Some days I really struggle. Some days I wake up and I'm, so I'll repeat the things from yesterday, and that's okay. But I always read them out loud. So I wake up, I write them down, and I'll say, today I'm grateful for the sunshine. I'm grateful that I've got a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I'm in Thailand. I'm grateful for my 2 children, Jacob and Gabrielle. I'm grateful for my partner. I'm grateful that I have love in my life. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. I'm grateful that I have fresh food. I'm grateful that I have finances that I can afford to buy food. All these different things. And when I look at all these things, I say, wow, my life's actually quite good. I've actually got a lot of great things happening in my life, because certain things we take for granted, our family, the love of our family, which for me is everything. I could have nothing else in this world. I practically don't. But if I've got the love for my family, that's enough. So that for me is something to really hold on to have people in your life, to have access to social media is is amazing. I mean, there's countries like China, you can't get onto YouTube or Facebook. So the fact that we've got the freedom to express ourselves on these social outlets is amazing. To live in a free country, to come from a free country like Australia is a privilege. I'm so privileged, and I have to remind myself of that. And some days I really am pulling deep, and I love the days I pull deep, because the days I pull deep are the days that I say, wow. And it can be something so small. I'm so grateful I'm waking up in the morning and I'm having mangoes for breakfast. And when I pull so deep that I'm looking at the simplest of things and saying I'm grateful for mangoes, I say, wow, my life is really, truly blessed. And I actually stop and think about it. I think, wow, there's people in the world that are waking up with an empty stomach, and I'm feeling blessed because I have mangoes or whatever it is. So it puts things in perspective for me. I really enjoy doing my gratitude journal, and it really puts the emphasis on me rather than me focusing on somebody else saying, why can't I be like that? So it's a good thing. The last thing I do, which is really, really important, if you want to achieve anything, you have to be captain of your own cheer squad. And I am captain of my cheer squad. And the reason I'm the captain of my cheer squad is, everyone else quit, no. The reason I'm captain of my cheer squad is we live in a world where so many people want to bring you down. And they do want to bring you down because that's what the world's about, unfortunately. It doesn't make it right. And if you bring yourself up, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of you. It doesn't matter what anyone else says about you. You know that you are loved by you. So when I say captain of your cheer squad, I am captain of my cheer squad. I am telling myself all the time, come on, you can do this. You're excellent. You're awesome. Because if I'm constantly saying to myself, you're a loser, you're pathetic, you're old, you can't do this, whatever. You know, the words that we say to ourselves, you're fat, you're useless, you're hopeless, you're ignorant, you're an idiot, whatever it is you say. If we continue to say those words to ourselves, our brain believes what we tell it. But if I'm constantly telling myself I'm awesome, I'm wonderful, I'm great, I'm fantastic, guess what my brain's believing? The good stuff. Don't let the negative Nancy in you, or Nelson, overrule the other side, which is the positive Penelope or Peter. Keep positive Penelope or Peter with you at all times and say, you know what, I'm positive Penelope. I'm awesome, I can do this. And when you are so positive towards yourself, nothing can take you down, nothing. And you will, no matter what, you'll notice when you're starting to succeed at something, you will face ridicule, because that's life. Whether it's from family, friends, spouse, even your spouse, it can happen. They'll say, what are you doing? And it doesn't matter, because you've got Penelope positive Penelope on your shoulder, and you say, don't worry about it, you're awesome. So, these are my tips for not comparing myself to anybody else, and for keeping myself hyped and thinking I'm just ants pants. Thinking you're great does not mean you love yourself. It just means you love yourself enough. And for me, self-love is everything, because I've hated myself. I've loathed myself, every part of myself, and I have said the cruelest things to myself in my life. I have said things to myself I wouldn't say to my worst enemy. Yet I thought that I deserved to be spoken to that way. And I know that a lot of people do it to themselves. And especially when we're comparing ourselves to other people. Look at her, she looks so good. You don't look like that. Look the way your hair's moving. Look the way your nose looks. Look at you. And that's what we do. But if we're not focusing on comparing ourselves to others, and we're just focusing on, you know what, How am I doing today? How am I, Jade Tornquist, doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic, and I'm so proud of you. And that's what you need to say to yourself all the time. You're doing great. You know, and when we do that, we will water our own grass, and our grass will grow nice and green. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Leave comments down below. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Share my video if you think it'll help someone else. And most importantly, love life and live free. Bye for now.